Hi everyone, thanks for joining me this week for this question and answer video. I do these every single Monday and welcome everybody who's new. I really appreciate it. If you can support what I'm doing here, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel. Hit that little red button down there. You can vote up or down and tell me why. And always ask questions, please. That's what I'm doing. I'm answering questions from last week's question and answer video. I encourage you guys, ask me anything you want. It doesn't matter if it's repeat questions, if somebody's already asked me, something that doesn't have to do with this. I don't care. Ask me anything you want. I'll answer them next Monday in the question and answer video. Okay? You can, and always, if you think I'm helping you and I can help somebody else, try to share this with somebody else. That's all I'm trying to do here, is get this information out there as far as possible. Hopefully that it reaches people that need help and it just points them in the right direction to get it. Okay? Thank you very much. Every week I like to recommend something, but before I do, I want to recommend something called Shane's Law Petition. I'm hoping for your guys' support, please. There's a link down below in the description box. All you have to do is follow that link and hit yes, you support it. That's it. It doesn't matter where you're from. Shane was a victim of a nasty narcissistic smear campaign. It was online, it was at work, it was at home, and he had nowhere to go, nowhere to turn for help, and he took his own life. And somebody who cares about Shane didn't let him die in vain, and decided to start a petition for a law to stop this kind of harassment that you guys see everywhere. A lot of you guys have been victims of. I sure have been, and that's what got me to start supporting this. It's gained a lot of traction over the years. It seems like it might happen. So please support it if you haven't already. Thank you. Just takes a second. So, this week I'm recommending a book. I recommend a lot of books. This one has to do, here's the quote. I love it. This is what got me. Stop being a people pleaser. Learn how to set boundaries and say no without feeling guilty. Huh? That's you. So if you're interested in this book, there's a link down below in the description box to Amazon for, what we got, Kindle for free, audiobook free, paperback $9.99. The Art of Saying No. How to stand your ground, reclaim your time and energy, and refuse to be taken for granted without feeling guilty. By Damon Zahariadis. Zahariadis. I bet that's it. Zahariadis. Came out in 2017. Anyone who's read it already, let me know what you think. The Art of Saying No. Seems like a great book. Let me know if anyone's read it. And if you do read it, tell me what you think later. Thanks. All right, let's get into the questions. First one is from Sarah from the United Kingdom. And that's all I ask. Thanks, Sarah. Give me your locations. Let us know where you are, okay? Hi, David. Thanks for your videos. They are so comforting for me. You're welcome. Thank you. I have a few questions for you, if that's okay. I encourage them. My ex is very narcissistic. He told me he thinks his brother was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. I have watched many of your videos and I'm trying to figure out if my ex has BPD or NPD. I'm really not sure, but from the videos I've watched, I don't think he has BPD. I think he has NPD. Is it possible one sibling can have a personality disorder and the other sibling doesn't? If so, how does this happen? If they have been raised the same, if both siblings have a personality disorder, is it usually the same one? Or can they have different ones? Sorry for all the questions, David. I'm just trying to work out what he probably has. Well, Sarah, you may never know, and this is something that I see a lot of people struggle with. It's harder for people in your life, which may sound funny. You can tell a doctor a bunch of things, and in minutes they get a pretty good idea if they're knowledgeable of PDs. It's all possible, Sarah. I'll try to break it down for you the easiest way I can. If you look at the three parts that make up who we are, literally make up who we are: our genetics, how we're born, our environment and culture, okay, and our family upbringing. These are the three factors that make up who we are. We all start with different brains, okay? We all start with different brains, and as we go through life, our brain starts forming, neurons start forming together based on what we do and our experiences and our choices the most. No two children are raised the same. It's impossible. No matter how hard two parents or one parent tries to do that, they don't. They just don't. It doesn't happen because no two children act the same way, do the same thing, look the same way, feel nothing. It's just everybody's different and we all react differently to trauma. So if it were possible to raise two children the same, they'd still turn out different. Amazing, huh? So you can have siblings where one has a personality disorder and the other does not. You can have it where both of them have personality disorders and the same ones. You can have it where they have different ones. Okay? As far as if this person has a personality disorder or which one, if you really want to, you can go look at the DSM. I have a playlist. I have a playlist of borderline personality disorder videos that may help you, Sarah. Borderline personality disorder is one of the most misunderstood, big time. I mean, it's really misunderstood. Lots of wrong information out there. And so it becomes confusing. There are also, there's 10 personality disorders. They all can have very similar traits. They can have some of the same. Once you cross the line into a personality disorder, you tend to have traits of other personality disorders, if you have one. And BPD and MPD are both in the cluster B. They can be very similar. Very, very unstable self. They could both have massive rage and anger. Not always. Yeah. Both can be highly manipulative. Both can appear to not have empathy. Both may not have empathy. I don't know how else to help you, Sarah, except you can always go through the DSM. DSM-5 is the last one that came out, and those are that's what doctors use to diagnose their patients with personality disorders, and that might help you. Thanks, Sarah. Ask me more questions if you have more about this, if you think I can help you. I'm also coming out with a borderline video this week for those of you who like that topic. Stay tuned. It'll come out in the next couple days or so. Thank you. Mandy, don't know where you're from. Let us know where you're from, Mandy Moore. Thanks. Thanks for answering my question, Coach. You're welcome. Do you think the toxic family members will one day develop some insight on their own toxicity? Will they ever realize that the scapegoat is actually a great and reasonable person? Do they know they have a personality disorder? Is there hope for them to ever change? Thank you, David. Mandy, I couldn't even say about an individual I even know. I just can't say. I don't know, Mandy. Because some family members will realize they're toxic. Some toxic people realize they're toxic, or they have problems to fix, and they go work on them and get a little better. Some don't. Some can't look at themselves. Some refuse. The problem here, Mandy, is take your fingers and uncross them and accept people for who they are right now, today. Not in the past. We don't judge people for their past, right? We've all made mistakes, but we hold people accountable just for today. And if they're toxic and they're mistreating you, that's all that matters right here, right now, Mandy. Because this wastes your life and gets you in a lot of trouble. What I mean by waste your life? Because if I know my toxic girlfriend is going to get better and we're going to have the relationship I want one day, then I'm going to stay with her. I'm not going to go look for anybody else, and I'm going to waste my life. Not that I have to find somebody, but I'm not available for more experiences with healthier people, right? I'm with this toxic person. So accept for whoever you're talking about today, accept them for who they are today. Hold them accountable for their behaviors and actions today, okay? And if you can't, I'd create space, and that goes with anybody in your life. Doesn't matter, family, not. Is there hope for them to ever change? That's for them to hope for, not you. Okay? Hope doesn't really get us very far, right? If they're toxic and they need to change, does it do much good for them to hope to change? Or just try to do it, do something about it? But yeah, we have been in so much trouble because of that. Okay? Because we think that we can't give up on people, that we owe our family something, that they're going to change and things like this. And it's just, I hope they do. I hope everyone does. I mean, I hope so. But I don't know so. Right? Alex from California. Hi, Alex. Best way to forgive yourself for allowing an abusive person, people to hurt you for so long. So you want to know what's the best way to forgive yourself? Just say, I'm sorry. I have some anger towards myself for not realizing my family was cluster B sooner and cutting contact with them sooner. It's because I hung around them and continued to let them frustrate me so much, all because I was afraid of walking out on my family. I have been no contact for a couple years now, but I'm still a bit disappointed in myself for not realizing all the red flags with my family earlier on and preventing more damage done for myself. Well, you should be, Alex. Jesus Christ. Remember when you were 10 and they were mistreating you? Why don't you pack your bags up, go get a job? I mean, how much sooner? I don't know how you are, how old you are, Alex. Maybe you're 50 and you wish you realized when you were 40. I don't know. But what are you going to do about it now, Alex? And look, guilt is you did a bad thing. Something wrong, made a mistake. Okay? Guilt is easy. Guilt, literally, guilt can just be cured in time. Just wait a while. No, I don't feel so bad about it anymore. Friends help with guilt. Literally, I have a bunch of friends and I feel less guilty about the things I do. Works. Saying you're sorry, doing your punishment. Right? But shame is I'm a bad person, and that's what I'm picking up on, Alex. And so there's nothing I can tell you to change your self-worth. It's an inner struggle, something inner you're fighting with, Alex. And I'm telling you, it's not there's no other better way, because there isn't. But the only way to process through things like this is to talk to somebody else who knows, somebody else who's heard it, somebody else who knows how to help you, somebody that's very validating, someone that can help you understand what happened. There are exercises I do to help people forgive themselves. And I don't just give away all my coaching secrets. And it's not just because I feel like being selfish and I want you to just buy a session from me, which would be nice, but I think the things that I do need to be guided by me or somebody that knows what they're doing. And I don't think that I need to just lay everything out there that I do for people so they can try to do it themselves. That's not the point. If that was the case, then I could just write a book, get rich, and you guys all do it, and I'm done. That's not, I'm coaching. I can't explain enough how important it is to talk. I can't. I do it so much in my videos. I try hard to help you guys understand. You gotta talk. And we gotta talk more than just to ourselves, which is good, and more than just our dog, which is good, and more than just to our friends. Because you don't know how to help yourself at this point. Your dog doesn't, and your friends don't. What are you gonna do? Go to somebody who spent years of their life learning how to help people. I started because I was like this. I was a victim of this stuff. I saw how difficult it was to get help, to find help. The first time I needed help from these kinds of abusive, emotional, traumatic relationships was like back in 1993. No help. Might have been out there, but I couldn't find it. And it caused me a lot more damage. So that's why I do this. And the videos aren't going to cure you. Exercise, sleep, that's not going to, it's all helps, it's all supplemental. But talk, Alex, talk. Let somebody else validate you. The more you tell the people that what you've done, and you see their reaction, and they're okay with it, and they accept it, and they validate you, and they tell you, I'm sorry. Also, Alex, the another way that really things we need to do is the more your life is successful, the more relationships you have with people and stronger and your emotional needs are being met, you start to care less about this stuff, okay? I promise. Sitting at home, not working, not talking to anybody, you just, right, that's all it's right there, right in front of you, okay? Process this stuff, Alex. And for God's sakes, try to forgive yourself. Tell yourself you're sorry all the time, because there's nothing you can do about it anymore. All you're going to do is beat yourself up. Thank you. Good luck. Heather Lynn. Can't remember where you're from. Please let us know sometime. Thanks, Heather. That was really helpful to hear you talk about the ego that way. You seem to really have a handle on what it is. I was wondering if you could talk more about it, because my identity was stolen at the end of 51 years. Each one of them, in their own way, chunked away at my identity. And a whole bunch of them are living my actual life. And of course, they projected all of their vomit onto me and left me to sort it all out. I feel like a vomit filter that is clogged. Ugh. So would it be really helpful if you could talk about a healthy ego versus, well, any kind of ego that you'll talk about would be helpful, because I don't even know how to ask the questions. Last Q&A I talked about the ego, and I don't think that's what you're talking about, Heather. Let me know what you think of my answer right now. And I can't take forever to do this, and I've talked about this in other videos. I recommend all of you to watch more of my Q&A videos. Go to my playlist and watch Healing C-PTSD. I really dive into this, okay? So, as fast as I can do it, me studying our true, actual, authentic, emotional self, our real being of who we are, me studying this, I've realized people are multifaceted, many facets to people. That's why we can't know somebody right away. We just saw one facet of them. And if I can show you 5 major parts to our true, authentic self, and I say that is who we are, say that's inside. And then we have external, like ego, our identity. It's not who we are, Heather. And we can get that back, our identity, if we have a unstable identity disturbance and things like this, and we can start focusing, getting help for those things. Ego, I think you're talking about your true self, and I narrowed it down to 5 major parts, okay? And it's emotional. My emotional needs. What are your emotional needs, Heather? Find out, know them, and show them. Start meeting your needs. This increases your self-awareness. This is yourself. If I don't know what I need, you don't have much self-awareness. Go find out what you need, figure it out in a day. You've just massively increased your self-awareness. Then we have what we want. What do you want? What do you want in life? No. You know, you have some people, you can ask them what they want and they can't tell you. You have some people that can tell you right away. Right? And they can tell you, and it's the same. That's your stability, sense of yourself. You have your feelings, your emotions. Are your body doing things? What is it? What is it called? What is this emotion? Those are your feelings. That's your self-awareness. Then you have the things that you value. What do you value in life? And what's your opinion on things? And I have little like videos where you can do this, and I ask tons of questions, and it just helps increase self-awareness. You can find that in Healing C-PTSD. If you have people that truly care about you, who you are, they'll appreciate these things. They'll value these things. They'll be aware, conscious, talk about these things. Narcissists don't. People who don't know who they are, have an unstable sense of self, typically don't care who you are. Okay? Thank you, Heather. Let me know what you think if that's what you're talking about. Diana. Hi, Diana. Don't know where you're from. Let us know your locations, people. Tell us where you are. Thanks. Hi, David. Thanks for answering. Yes, I have been told that I look like a deer. How do I react in a right way? I automatically become blank when I stress or anxiety. You mentioned process emotions. How do you do that? How can one overcome perfectionism? I have been thinking about maybe becoming a coach like you in the future. Do you want to share how you became a coach and why you chose it? Do you need a specific degree for it? And how is your work experience? What you like and dislike about it? Thank you. Have a great day. Thanks, Diana. Anything else? Let's go through them. Last week I was talking about our reaction to danger. And we have fight, flight, what every other person's parents taught them to do, and then we have freeze and fawn, which is our reaction, and that shows you that their parents didn't teach us what to do. Real simple. If your child's in danger, it starts right when they're a baby. What do we do when a baby cries? We pick them up, we remove them from danger, and they start to do that themselves. They will continue to do that themselves. I love the one that says, oh, screw your child, let him cry. Thanks, I don't really want to listen to that. I don't know what is more alarming and disturbing than a baby crying. It's meant to do that to us. Pick me up, help me. No, just tough love them and let them sit there. You're totally traumatizing your child, and you're teaching them to sit there in danger. That's simple. How do I react in the right way? We begin reacting in the right way. So you're talking about being mindful of what you're doing. Write down how you want to react. Keep it right there with you until it happens, right? Do you see that? I mean, it sounds a little ridiculous, but I like being extreme to prove a point. right? So say you want to know, you want to react a specific way when someone does this, this, and this. Have him right in front of you and just walk around like this until literally someone does it and you just resort right to it and you did it. Done. Okay? So we can be real mindful and repeat this over and over again and tell ourselves exactly how I want to react, write it down so maybe you don't have to carry it with you. Okay? But we take our time, try to stop emotionally reacting and letting that take over, use some logic, take a while to react. We don't have to do anything. I don't care what anybody says. I need an answer now. Don't have one. What do you want me to do? Just say yes. Well, I'm about to just say no. I need a day or two to think about it. Well, I don't have that much time. Answer's no then. Amazing, huh? And I don't feel guilty. You mentioned processing emotions. How do I do that? What is your emotion? What is your body doing? What is it called? What is the source? Why? Can you do something about it? If you can't, accept it and move on and throw it away. If you can do something about it, always do something about it. Be emotionally responsible and take care of yourself. Okay? Do you need a... Oh, how did I get into coach? Because I was just like you guys, and when I needed help, I couldn't find it. And so when I started finally healing from this stuff, I realized this isn't easy. The information isn't out there. Even if it is, people don't understand it. People don't do it. And I wanted to offer what I'm doing here to people because I know that millions of people are suffering, and I just want this to reach people. I don't even charge for my videos. I don't even monetize them. I just want this to get out there for people to see it, not necessarily to come to me, but to say, oh my God, this is what this is, because it was the biggest revelation of my entire life to discover this. It just was incredible. Crying, laughing, just everything. And so I want other people to do this, because what a waste of life to just keep going on like this, because without the help you need, you're just freaking miserable. Freaking miserable, and you don't do anything. You don't become who you're supposed to be, a beautiful person that's happy and fulfilling. And not only do we deserve everybody's to enjoy other people in life, but the rest of the world deserves to enjoy you. Do you need a specific degree? You don't need anything. Anybody can call themselves a life coach, period. I did go get a certificate. It's easy. You can look on my website if you want to get it from the same place. How is your work experience? Like most jobs. Good, bad, ugly, sad, pretty, all of it. All of it. What do you like and dislike about it? It's an amazing amount of work for a small portion of what I get paid for. Amazing. I mean, I come out with at least 3 videos a week. I mean, just Q&As take me all day. I'm not kidding. Take me all day. I got to get up in the morning. I got to go through all the questions and answer people, and then I got to screenshot them, and then I got to find a recommendation, and then I got to get myself ready and get my set ready, and then I got to make the videos, and then I got to edit them for hours, and and I don't make a dime. You're dealing with very depressed, traumatized people at their very, very worst in life. So I've had it all. I've seen it all. I've had just about every kind of person contact me, amongst other things. And I've helped a lot of people, and there's a lot of people I haven't helped at all. It's not entirely up to me if people take my help, because you got to at least do what I suggest. Sometimes something, you know. It's very rewarding. Like I said earlier, I went through this and it was just miserable to not have any help, to not know where to go or to turn. It took me years to find help. Years. I sit there and have therapists cry, and doctors just want to give you drugs, and I don't know. I mean, what do you do if no mechanics can fix your car? Well, you know. What if no roofers can put a roof on your house? I mean, you just suffer. Did I answer everything? Yeah, I think so. If you had any more questions, let me know. Diana, good luck being a life coach. I highly recommend hiring one. Right? Best way to know how they do it. Best way to get your questions answered, to take their time, learn how they do it. Get it done. I've had people do that. I've had life coaches who are life coaches now, and therapists and stuff like that. Half my clientele are therapists, psychiatrists. Not kidding. What does that tell you? Scary. But yeah. Good luck, Diana. Emily Merton from South Africa. Thank you very much for all your answers. You're welcome. Thanks for telling me. I found it very helpful. What things helped you the most while you were healing? Talking. There's nothing like it. Doesn't matter what you eat. Doesn't matter how much you exercise. Doesn't matter how much sleep you get. It doesn't matter if anxiety and depression goes away. You'll just do it again if you don't listen, if you don't learn and talk to somebody. People say knowledge is power. No, it's not. Self-awareness is power. Knowing exactly who you are is the most powerful thing you can do. Is make that iceberg of consciousness right above the ocean, right? You can see the whole damn thing. That is powerful. Because I know a lot of people that know a lot of things. They're not very powerful. A lot of people say, how do you know all the stuff you know, David? Yeah, how do you know I know anything? I don't. How do I, what I say I know, how do I actually know it? Anything you guys know, how do you know it? How do you know it's true, accurate, real? How do you know? What helped you the most? Talking. I can tell you, I mean, this is about every facet of your life. Not just a person you dated, not just many people you dated, not even just your family and childhood. It's every fiber of your being, of who you are. C-PTSD is a chemical imbalance. You have a huge chemical imbalance going on in your brain. Your brain is formed by your choices and experiences. What have you been doing the last few years? Don't really feel like your old self anymore, huh? Yeah, there's a lot of work to do. And you can eat and drink right and water and exercise. I'm telling you, you've got to talk. You've got to talk and express your emotions and process them and have help from other people, because people cause this. People will help you fix it. It's the only way. You try and do this stuff alone, you're doing exactly what we're supposed to not do. And what makes it worse. And if you notice you're getting worse, Jesus, don't keep doing it. Okay? Jennifer from United Kingdom. Hi, Jennifer. I'm going to take up self-defense classes. Love them. I love it. Highly recommend it. I highly recommend self-defense classes and survival classes. Self-empowering. Doesn't matter if you don't ever need to use it. That's not the point. It's self-empowering. To defend myself, to survive in harsh conditions, stuff like this. It may not seem emotional, but it is. Just massive confidence builder. I love it. My C-PTSD is getting better, and I believe this will help me on my new path. Absolutely. And it will, because you think that. As long as you're committed to it and you invest, it will. That's a manifestation, right? Would you recommend a few ways to help with C-PTSD? Just off the top of your head will do. Talk. Talk to people, Jennifer. Learn what a healthy, functional, loving relationship is exactly. Understand what that is. Confidence builder, huge, right? Going in prepared. Heal from your past so it doesn't feel bad anymore. And take risks. Remember that, guys. You guys want to stay safe? Good. Let me know when you're ready to live again. And I go like this because the clock is still ticking. Right? Your life clock. No reward without risk. Couldn't be more true in relationships. How do you trust somebody? Trust somebody. Thank you, Jennifer. And I give recommendations every week, too, on the Q&As. Michelle from Canada. Hi, Michelle. I was 4 years with someone with NPD, narcissist. Many breakups, 6 months. I feel in my heart that I'm done. I don't want my ex anymore. I don't feel anything from him anymore. Why am I afraid to date again? Why am I running away with someone? Why am I running away when someone wants to talk to you and get to know more about you? Is that what you want right now? Self-awareness, iceberg. Are you sure you want that right now? Maybe you don't. Maybe you're feeling like this is too much, too fast. I'm not ready to date again. Okay? Doing that, Michelle, sometimes drops the pressure, right? Because the second I'm ready to date again. I'm on the market again. Where is somebody? I got to ask. If somebody asks me out, I'm going to say yes. And then somebody asks me out, or I got to go ask someone out. Oh, God, oh, God. But if I say, I'm not dating right now, I'm not ready, doesn't bother me. Somebody asks me out, nope, no thanks. Maybe you're not there yet. Michelle, maybe. I don't know. And I'm not encouraging you to not try. I just said take risks. You're afraid to date again, Michelle, because you've had bad experiences. That's it. Your brain is trying to protect you and saying, Michelle, when we do this, we get traumatized. We get hurt. It's danger. So let's not do it again. So it's going to take a while, Michelle, to have some good experiences for your brain to calm down and say, okay, I think we got this. So take your time. If you've already taken the time you need, let's try. Let's try start small. I can't tell you enough. Oh, and Jennifer, to you too. One important thing we really need to do is understand that these are relationship problems, and we may still have some. So even though the toxic narcissist is away, we might have a nagging mother, a really toxic father, a really using brother, some friends that don't really pay attention to us and kind of, you know, and that's just massive stress, and we're not going to get better that way. It's not all about just the one relationship we had. It's about all of them. Okay? That's why. So it's being avoidant. Your brain's trying to push people away, stay safe. Okay? Once you let somebody in, take chances, be vulnerable, stuff like that, start trusting them, and as long as they don't abuse you, you'll be all right. Salema from France. Hi, Salema. I'm expressing myself in a very happy way, increasing my self-awareness. Thanks for saying it in such a beautiful way. You're welcome. Despite this gain of joy and energy, I had a few bad days. I felt very bad, not knowing why. Then you realize that your family likes to call you bad names and labels all the time. One of them that really sticks in your head that bothers you is hypocrite. They call you hypocrite, but now you realize you're not a hypocrite. They're the ones that are hypocrite, and they call you a hypocrite, what they are. So what you're speaking of sounds like projection. I've made videos about this, Slama. Here's something I wrote to you. An irresponsible person that doesn't take accountability for their own actions and problems may project it onto you, something they can't accept about themselves. I will give you some examples Monday. Important part is to hold your boundaries and tell people they cannot call you these names because it hurts and is not true. If it continues, the only thing left you may be able to do is stop talking to them. So, toxic people have an unstable sense of their own self. People that repeat the same mistakes and are very pathological aren't looking at themselves at all. It means they hate themselves. Carry tons of shame. It hurts too much. When we lose people, that's when we really introspect the most. And that's why it hurts. And that's why we become negative and depressed. Okay? So, people in a codependent relationship, once you're this is a part of a codependent relationship. I'm not dealing with my problems. I'm not dealing with my crap. I'm going to focus on yours and deal with yours. You accept mine, and we just stay together in toxicity. I like using racism. It's just perfect. Obviously, racism exists. And I'm not trying to get into this political debate. I know it exists, for sure. End racism. Let's do it. But there are people that can't accept their own racist feelings. Okay? And those are the people that accuse the most. You know who I'm talking about. There are groups of people that just every single thing has to do with racism and racism and racism. And I had a black friend like that. I had a black friend once that just, I mean, everything someone did or said had to do with racism, and everybody's racist, until I finally realized that he was racist. He hated white people, and he couldn't accept it. He couldn't accept it. So you are. In a codependent relationship, you'll defend yourself and accept it. I mean, God, dude, the things that I've seen people agree to that they never even did or aren't or don't think that way or feel that way. Homophobia, right? The extreme homophobic person can't accept their own possibly homosexual thoughts, feelings. Because we aren't our thoughts, guys. We have crazy thoughts, and it's just to keep us alive, okay? And we'll think crazy things, and if we don't have a real stable self, we let that take over. And we think, oh my God, did I just think a racist thought? I'm racist. But I know I'm not, and I don't want to be, right? So when I have a racist thought, I'm like, that's wrong, that's not me, that's stupid. But if I didn't know myself, it could really mess with me. And if I'm not even that I'm homosexual, if I'm just really don't know myself and not sexually know myself too much, because I haven't had many experiences yet, like a kid, right? I could have a homosexual thought that just jumped in there. It's not me. Doesn't mean I'm homosexual, but I could react to that really badly if I don't know who I am. And if I think I'm homosexual and I hate that, I might say, no, I'm not, you are. Right? I hate that you're homosexual. I'm going to beat up a homosexual because I just can't accept that part about myself. And that's what used to really happen a lot in the 80s. I believe it's a lot less now. I hope that makes sense. Let me know what you think, Salim. Okay, tell me. Tell me and keep asking questions. Thank you. Jennifer, great answers to my questions with regards to not knowing why. I asked you to say, David, it was to describe in a few words the vulnerable narc, just for you to have a short talk on vulnerable narcs. Now, I say a lot that narcissists won't be vulnerable. They won't. They don't like who they are, and so they really lack self-awareness. They reject who they are, okay? And so in that part, they don't want to be vulnerable and show you. I think, Jennifer, the insecure is a better term, right? Because the vulnerable narc will try to tell you everything and poor me, and it's the covert. And by the way, narcissists aren't just covert or overt. That's totally misunderstood. They vacillate typically. They might be more typically covert most of the time, or more typically overt, but the overt vacillates to covert, the covert vacillates to overt, and it's a matter of their security or insecurity. So it fluctuates amazingly, and their ego and stuff like this is so fragile, totally determined by you instead of themselves. So they might be over vulnerable to the point, meaning that you could really hurt them, that they'll sit there and just cry and beg for your attention and don't leave me and I'm going to kill myself and stuff like this. But they're dealing with their own insecurities. They're not being responsibly or healthy vulnerable at all, right? And they really don't know themselves. So when a narcissist tells you how they feel, when they tell you what they want, when they tell you what they need, that means it takes massive self-awareness, and they don't have it. So that's why they're contradicting. I'm this and shows you this. They say this and do that. They change their mind constantly. They're constantly contradicting. Unstable. So are they totally vulnerable? Well, yeah, because sometimes they totally just allow you to do whatever they want to them and you know, put their fate in your hands, but they don't have self-awareness. So they're not being completely accurate if they tell you how they feel, what they want, what they need, what they value. And we tend to take a lot of that as so manipulative, but they really just, they don't know. They don't know. They want to be accepted. They have to get what they need. They're not self-reliant. I don't know if that makes sense. Let me know what you think, Jennifer. Tell me, okay? Thank you. Emma. Hi, Emma. And from Emma's from Sweden. Yeah. You said something about our reaction to danger. If we learned as kids to freeze, then we will freeze as adults. I find that interesting. Can you explain more about it? Yeah. Children. Caretakers are teachers, man. They're teachers. And we will teach a child how to take care of themselves. Whether you're aware you're doing it or not. You can take a child and throw them in the broom closet. You're teaching them something. Neglect is teaching. If I neglect you, you will neglect yourself. I'm teaching you to do that. If I hit you, you will literally hit yourself or find someone else to hit you. That's how you take care of yourself. Our brains are that dependent and reliant on our teachers. Sad. Those formidable years are just so important, guys. If you want a child, can you wait a couple years to start your career? Can you not have a child by yourself? That's the new thing, isn't it? Beautiful. Oh yeah. Let's just ex, dad or mom right out of the picture, right out the gate. Can't be more selfish. Jesus Christ, dude. I want a kid. I want someone to love me. Why don't you love yourself? Because that's you're going to teach a kid not to love yourself. So, children, babies. I don't know if they're necessarily born, but toddlers, babies, infants really are only scared of like falling and loud noises. Everything else is taught to be scared of. I have clients that explain to me some of the most dangerous situations they have been in, and I'm like, were you even scared? Like, no. Jesus Christ. So it's conditional. It's all conditioned responses. Babies will go into state, can't think of the word, maybe I'll think of it later, but babies get upset if a book in their page tears, or a toy breaks, or a loud noise, fighting, just neglected, sitting there too long. To them, this is absolute danger. They cannot regulate their emotions at all. Okay? And they reach out to mom and dad. Mom and dad don't pick them up. That's what they learn. Your child starts crying, they're in danger, pick it up. It learns to remove themselves from danger. Every time. They aren't used to danger. They aren't used to trauma. Think of raising your child and they're only in danger for 60 seconds of their entire childhood, rather than 6 hours a day. 1 minute, 60 seconds of their entire childhood, they were in danger. So imagine they're in danger in their adulthood. Do something, right? Imagine I'm in 6 hours a day. I'm just saying 6. 6 hours a day, I'm in danger all day. My brain reacts to it. My brain responds to it. My brain starts forming to this. What am I going to do? I do this for 18 years, and then I leave the house, and the very next day, there's danger. Nothing. And I might emotionally react to it still. This is trauma. This is trauma. I hope I made sense. Let me know, Emma. Thank you. And Jennifer asks, Jennifer, United Kingdom again, hi. Can shame-based people attack others before they get a chance to attack them? Could you give an example? Yeah, I mean, that's the borderline. Preemptive strike. You're going to leave me. I'm going to leave you first. And then this is fear of commitment. You'll see narcissists do this. They'll still keep talking to someone else. Just in case you leave me, just in case you hurt me. I've got someone else. I have the emotional foot out the door. One foot in, 1 foot out. Right? Narcissists don't really commit. Right? They'll still cheat and talk to other people. These are so they're not vulnerable. You're going to leave me. I'm going to leave you first. And that is a borderline. That is a borderline. And borderline will up and leave you in the middle of the night, take all their shit, and everything you thought was fine. There wasn't a part of you that planned on leaving them at all. That's it. And so they leave. The absolute fear of abandonment person will abandon before you can. And it could be perceived abandonment where it doesn't exist. You got a job. You got a promotion. You got a raise. Somebody else likes you. We got in a big fight. I didn't please you in bed. I mean, I can just go down the list. It means you're going to leave me. You're going to leave me. You're going to leave me. David, what is intuition? I wrote, I think it's the ability to understand the cause and effect in your environment by personal experience rather than logic. So logic tells me the light is turning. I just thought it's the light says walk to go across the crosswalk, right? So I'm just going to go right across crosswalk. Nope, I've heard people get hit. I almost got hit once. And so even though it says walk, I'm going to wait and I'm going to look. And I'm using my own personal experiences. Intuitive. Your gut instinct, that's what that means, right? Because children that never experienced something that's happened, they don't really have a gut instinct or what, right? So I think it's a product of your experiences. That's it, guys. Thank you very much. Let me know what you guys think. Ask questions, okay? And try that book out. It looks really good. I'm sure a lot of you can benefit from it. Share this video, please. Vote. I need it. And subscribe. Love yourself first. I'll see you next week. Thanks. Bye.